There is a force inside you older than the stars, stronger than steel, and more powerful than any machine ever built. It has shaped empires, toppled tyrants, and lifted forgotten souls from obscurity to greatness. It is not magic, nor luck, nor privilege. It is something far more potent. It is belief. Belief is not just an idea you hold in your mind. It is a current that runs through every choice you make, every word you speak, every risk you take. It's the silent architect of your life. And if you doubt it for even a moment, you give power to the shadows that wait at the edges of your dreams. History remembers the ones who believed when others didn't. Thomas Edison believed he could capture lightning in a glass bulb, even after 10,000 failures. Walt Disney was fired from his first job for lacking creativity, but he believed so deeply in his vision that he turned rejection into the foundation of one of the most iconic entertainment empires in human history. Abraham Lincoln lost election after election, faced public ridicule, endured personal tragedy, yet he never stopped believing in the possibility of leadership, justice, and unity. These were not extraordinary men born with some divine advantage. They were ordinary people who made an extraordinary decision to believe in themselves when no one else did. You see, belief is not passive. It does not sit quietly in the back of your mind hoping things will get better. No, belief is action. It is movement. It is defiance. It is the refusal to accept limits imposed by fear or failure. And here's the truth. You already have this power within you. You always have. The only question is whether you will claim it. Every time you wake up and choose to move forward despite uncertainty, you are choosing belief over doubt. Every time you speak to yourself with kindness instead of condemnation, you are reinforcing belief in your worth. Every time you set a goal and begin working toward it, even if you don't know how you'll reach it, you are declaring to the universe that you believe you can. But belief is not just about what you think. It's about what you allow into your world. Because belief is contagious. Surround yourself with cynics, critics, and complainers, and soon enough you'll start questioning your own potential. But surround yourself with those who dare, who dream, who rise after falling, and suddenly anything seems possible. That's why winners never doubt themselves. Not because they're immune to fear. Not because they've never failed, but because they understand that belief is a discipline, a practice, a daily commitment to seeing beyond the present moment and stepping forward into the future they want to create. Let's be clear. Belief doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect. It means refusing to let imperfection stop you. It means walking through the fire of self-doubt and coming out stronger on the other side. It means recognizing that the only thing standing between you and your greatest achievements is the voice in your head that says, "Maybe I'm not good enough." That voice lies. You are not here by accident. You were not placed on this earth to live small, to settle, to apologize for wanting more. You were given a mind capable of infinite growth, a heart capable of boundless courage, and a soul that longs to leave a mark on the world. So ask yourself, what would you attempt if you knew you couldn't fail? Would you build the business you've dreamed of? Would you write the book that's been burning inside you? Would you finally say yes to the life you deserve, not someday, not maybe, but now? If you hesitate, it's not because you lack ability, it's because you haven't fully committed to belief, and that's okay, because belief isn't something you either have or you don't. It's something you grow, like a muscle, like a flame. At first it flickers, it wavers, it seems fragile, but with attention, intention, and repetition, it becomes unshakable. The great industrialist Andrew Carnegie once said, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." That's not just a clever quote, it's a universal law. Your belief shapes your reality. If you believe you're stuck, you will be. If you believe you're limited, you will feel trapped. But if you believe you are capable, unstoppable, destined for greatness, then watch how the world begins to shift around you. Because belief changes behavior. Behavior builds habits. Habits form identity. And identity determines destiny. So where do you begin? Start with clarity. Clarity is the foundation of belief. Without knowing exactly what you want, belief has nowhere to go. It wanders, it dissipates, it loses strength. Take time to define your vision, not someone else's dream, yours. What do you want your life to look like in 5 years? 10? What legacy do you want to leave behind? What kind of person do you need to become to achieve that? Write it down, speak it aloud, visualize it. Make it real in your mind before it becomes real in your life. Because here's the secret. Vision fuels belief. When you can clearly see where you're going, belief follows naturally. It becomes easier to trust the process, easier to endure setbacks, easier to keep moving forward even when the road gets rough. And it will get rough, because belief is tested always. That's how it grows. Through adversity, through resistance, through the moments when everything seems stacked against you. But that's also when belief shines brightest, when you refuse to quit. When you stand tall in the face of fear, when you say, "I may not know how, but I know I will find a way." This is the mindset of champions. Not that they never struggle, but that they never surrender. Consider Henry Ford. He failed multiple times before founding Ford Motor Company. He was ridiculed for believing the automobile should be affordable for the average person. People told him it wasn't possible. But he believed otherwise and changed the course of transportation forever. Or consider J.K. Rowling, living on welfare, rejected by dozens of publishers, raising her child alone, yet she believed in her story. She believed in herself. And today millions of people carry her words in their hearts. This is the power of belief. It turns pain into purpose, failure into fuel, dreams into destiny. But belief must be nurtured. It requires discipline, daily reinforcement, affirmations, visualization, action, because belief without action is fantasy. Action without belief is empty motion. True belief leads to consistent, purposeful action. It compels you to show up even when you don't feel like it, to work when others rest, to push harder when others give up. It's not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's about building momentum. One step, one day, one decision at a time. And as you do, something incredible happens. Your confidence grows. Your mindset sharpens. Your vision expands. You begin to attract the people, resources, and opportunities that align with your belief, because the universe responds to conviction. It rewards courage. It honors persistence. It bows to those who refuse to doubt. So ask yourself again, do you believe, not just intellectually, not just emotionally, but deep in your bones, in your very DNA? Because if you do, truly do, there is nothing you cannot accomplish. Your past does not define you. Your circumstances do not limit you. Your doubts do not control you. Only your belief decides your future. So choose it wisely. Choose it boldly. Choose it every single day. And when the world tries to tell you otherwise, when people try to bring you down, when failure knocks at your door, when fear whispers in your ear, remember this: you are not here to live a small life. You are here to rise, to lead, to inspire, to create, to conquer, to believe. And in doing so, you become the author of your own legend. Because belief is not just a thought, it is a force, a fire, a revolution. And it starts with you. Right now, right here, believe. Let's talk about fear, because belief and fear are locked in a constant battle for control of your mind. Fear is the voice that says, "You're not ready." Fear is the whisper that says, "What if you fail?" Fear is the shadow that grows larger every time you hesitate. But here's the truth. Fear has never built a single dream. It has never written a book, started a business, crossed an ocean, or changed the world. Fear only knows one word: stop. Belief, on the other hand, knows only one word: forward. Every great achievement in human history was born in the face of fear. Every breakthrough came after someone chose to ignore the warnings of doubt and step into the unknown anyway. So why do so many people remain stuck? Because they give fear too much airtime. They listen to it. Entertain it. Let it sit at the table of their minds like an honored guest. But fear is not your friend. It is not your protector. It is not your guide. It is your greatest obstacle. And belief is your only weapon strong enough to defeat it. The moment you choose belief over fear, something shifts. The weight lifts. The fog clears. The path becomes visible again. You stop asking, "What if I fail?" and start asking, "What if I succeed?" That question alone changes everything. Because when you begin to see success as a possibility rather than a fantasy, belief takes root, and once it does, it spreads like wildfire through every part of your life. Think of belief as oxygen for your potential. Without it, you suffocate under the pressure of expectations, comparisons, and self-doubt. With it, you rise. You soar. You become more than you ever thought possible. History remembers those who believed when others didn't, not because they were immune to hardship, but because they refuse to let hardship define them. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison, yet he never stopped believing in freedom. Martin Luther King Jr. faced violence, hatred, and death threats, but he never stopped believing in justice. Malala Yousafzai was shot for advocating education, and she still believes in the power of knowledge. These are not just stories, they are proof that belief can outlast oppression, proof that belief can survive even the darkest nights, proof that belief can change the world. And so can you. Not because you're perfect, not because you have all the answers, but because you have the capacity to believe in something greater than your current circumstances. That's the key. That's the spark. That's the difference between those who achieve greatness and those who settle for mediocrity. Greatness doesn't come from talent alone. It comes from the willingness to believe in yourself before anyone else does, to trust your instincts when the world tells you otherwise, to keep going when everyone around you gives up, to build something meaningful even if no one sees it at first. That's the path of the believer. And it's not an easy road. It's steep, it's rocky, it's filled with setbacks, but it leads somewhere real, somewhere lasting, somewhere legendary. Because belief isn't just about achieving goals. It's about becoming the kind of person who can achieve them. It's about growing into your highest self. And that journey starts now, right where you are, with what you have, with who you are. No waiting, no excuses, no more hesitation, just belief, and the courage to act on it. So take a deep breath, stand tall, look forward, and remember, you were not made to live small. You were made to believe, to build, to lead, to transform, to inspire, to rise, and the world is waiting for you to finally show up fully, fiercely, and without apology. Because belief is not just a mindset, it's a movement, a mission, a mandate, and it begins with you.